Okay, so a couple quick questions answered for you guys to tide you all over till I get back tomorrow. Nick Bravo, Heart of the Rebel, says, "Can Wonder Woman be my higher power?" Well, I am not the foremost expert on 12-step groups and how they can work, but I will say, from my opinion, like I've said before, they work best with a monotheistic higher power. Okay? That's the way that all of the 12 steps and the 12 traditions make sense in a coherent context. So, if Wonder Woman were to be the deity, like the supreme deity in your mind, okay, then it could work. But some of the adaptations I've seen of Wonder Woman have her as part of a pantheon of different gods and goddesses, and that doesn't work as well for 12-step groups, because you really need a monotheistic version of a higher power. It's better than a doorknob, but you can do better. Worldgate989 says, what do you think of the drama in the skeptic community with the Kilroy event and Croughton T doxing? I'm pretty removed from the drama of the Kilroy event as it stands right now. It seems like a lot of people of the same persuasion getting together and having fun at a con that they're creating themselves. VidCon, had a little mini event off to the side for them, and now they want to have their own event where they are the ones being celebrated, and their free speech advocacy is one of the things that a lot of them like. As far as the people who are or not invited or being featured as speakers, the most I've seen on that is Bearing offering to create fundraisers to bring in some of the more colorful SJWs he likes to make ponage videos about. So that's the only drama that I've seen on that. As far as the Croughton T doxing, my feelings on that is I watched a Thunderfoot video where it seemed like he needed to distance himself from Croughton T and had to make a public video about it, just so that those few edgy beliefs or questions that might have been had in Croughton T's Discord would not tarnish Thunderfoot. And that seemed a bit strange that he would feel the need to make a video like that while he's moving, and set it to a stop motion video of him building things. I felt like, wow, there are a few other things that you could have come back for while you're busy, and that seems a little trifling. I'm not a doxing absolutist. I believe there is a time and place for it. And I don't feel like that was something that really applies to the Croughton T doxing stuff with the posts that I've seen shared around that came out of his Discord. I feel like that was the kind of doxing that people get angry about, and nobody would support, and especially the whole deplatforming and silencing people by doxing them. That's, something that the Kilroy event should probably talk about with a couple of their panels. Principled Uncertainty says, "Can I ask you a better question? I need to mull it over. Is that okay?" Yes. And I don't know that you needed my permission to take some time to mull it over, but okay, whatever. Jordy Weeds asks a question. He says, "Slight disconnect from the topics at hand in the last couple days. Do you have any regrets regarding your time on YouTube? The first thing that comes to mind when you ask that question is the amount of time that I spent in MMO games before I started this YouTube channel, like EverQuest 2, and World of Warcraft. And those are the things that I actually regret the most, as far as the amount of time that I've put into a project versus the payoff. And I feel like when I get comments on videos that I have on this channel that are 7 or 8 years old, the video keeps paying dividends. These videos are like me investing time in other people researching these same things that I've been talking about, you know. And there's a lot more of a social aspect to my time spent on YouTube versus when I was playing MMO games. I've met a whole bunch of YouTubers personally. I've collaborated with them. There's a craft to it that's a little bit more than the gaming theory that you could use for any of those other games. It's so much better than the things that I used to do. The creative nature of this, and that you have something. It might not be tangible, and that I can't hold a video in my hand, but I can save it on a hard drive. You know, I feel like I get a lot more out of this, including my friendship with Jordy Weeds, of course, right? But as far as regrets regarding the time that I've spent on YouTube, I would say that I wasn't focused as much, but I didn't stick to one topic to the point where I would reap the rewards as being known for talking about that topic. And I don't know that I could have done it any differently, because my personal growth led me to changing the topic a lot on this channel. So I do know that there are certain things that you can do to get more views and subscribers, and I just haven't been willing to be disciplined enough to do them, because I get bored with a topic after a while. You know, I want to see something else than people talking about the same thing over and over again. So that's why your guys' questions are really refreshing, and me just turning this camera on and talking about whatever it is that you throw down there. So, off the questions for a second. In a couple of days, I'm going to the Skeptic Feminist Murder Trial. Meet me there at the Mesa County Courthouse, 1:30 on Friday, the 29th of December. And afterwards, if you want, we can go for wings at Roosters downtown in Grand Junction, right? Link to that in the description box. And I'll try to get to a couple more of you guys' questions before I leave. Hopefully there's not a lot of snow in between Denver and Grand Junction, so that we have a nice trip